Catalyst Coop, October 27th, 2014. It's fall, of course, and there's quite a bit been going on in preparation for the coming winter. So I'm going to take a walk through, show a few aspects of that preparation, and show maybe where the gardens are at. And maybe I can get in the entire chicken system this time. Starting on the front north side here where the cedars were planted, which will be growing up to create the privacy. Got lots of fall stuff growing. Fetch, clover, onion tops, buckwheat, peppers, pokeweed, black nightshade. These plants outside the Paddocks system, I'll just rip them up by the roots occasionally, leave a few berries where they're at, and take them over to the chickens so that they get utilized. Just got to put the decking on the top of this now. The pile of wood that was all over here, all down there, is now picked up, bucked, and being seasoned, ready for splitting next year. Still have some pear here to do the same with. The grapes, the wild grapes, are doing good over here. It was time to get rid of chickens. I had determined that I had at least 4 hens from the new flock due to egg production. So Sunday, 4 of the hens went to the freezer. So I have the chicken tractor over here next to the garage, away from the other chickens for that process. Oh, I've put up this shed here. It's very basic. Originally, the frame of this were arching windows in a house that were removed. And then that became a very basic greenhouse for me last year. And now I kept the frame from the greenhouse essentially the same, which is only like 6 foot long here, and put 14-foot pieces of tin to make this arching shed, which just keeps things dry that need to be dry but don't necessarily need to be out of the temperature element. So this year I've really made a huge dent in my junk pile, utilizing a lot of these materials, getting them put in their place. The bamboo is gonna have to go. Get out of the sun there. And here comes our friend in the tractor. Pretty regular occurrences. That's okay, it's generally, you know, between 8 and 5. Bamboo should go. in order to open this area back up to gardening. I have some other uses for it elsewhere that will, its structure will be better suited for. You can see the swing really needs to be redone. The tree is grown and she's not exactly level seating anymore. I intend at some point to put a small platform up here in this tree. And here where the mulberry is, and down these areas, I will plant with significant amount of deer food. I don't have a lot of deer passing through here. There is some. Occasionally there's a pond on the other side of this 2/3 acre that they do attend, and they come from the shelter belts a mile or so away. That's how they live out here in the monocrop circles. Goal being, even on this small 1 acre property, to be able to harvest a deer, at least one a year. So get them to knowing that there's a nice food plot over here that they can come to, and I can perch myself here with a bow and harvest an animal. Getting a lot of this clover seeded. Probably overly so, and that's okay. It really chokes the grass out in the areas that it grows. It's by a considerable amount. The chickens have been out here for the last month and a half, 2 months. On and off at some points, just not to let them overly damage everything. Everything's starting up again. Look at all those carrots, dill, lettuce, all wild crafting itself, essentially. The yellow wood sorrel, black nightshade, onion tops. There's buckwheat back here. This is the Jimmy Nardillo's sweet red pepper. They are yummy. The artichokes. Still finding out exactly how they operate. A lot of these seeds that have wildcrafted themselves in fall, they do offer another quick harvest, as you can see here with this dill. There's loads of it. But in turn, it probably won't seed out, of course, and that seed will not be there to germinate next year. But if you can see how thickly indeed it seeds itself, it's pretty easy to assume that not all the seed has made it to germination. And I found that it's also beneficial to leave, if possible, the plants up in the air as long as possible before you chop and drop them. These here have clearly lost their seeds, and they can be chopped and dropped anytime now.